Hola, ¿cómo está class? Me llamo Nick Brown. For my people that maybe speak Spanish out there, my name is Nick Brown. I'm a senior here at Purdue Fort Wayne, and I'm majoring in economics. My presentation today is over the Afro Cubans, and presentation is called Afro Cubans Forever. We're going to explore the question: what made the Afro Cubans so resilient over these tough times that a lot of Africans all over the world was experiencing, um, from slavery to a lot of different things. So let's go ahead and explore this topic about the Afro Cubans and see what made them so beautifully dynamic, just like the rest of Africans all across the world. So this next slide is. Let's see. All right, so we studied him in class. His name was Fernando Ortiz. He had a great quote that I wanted to include in my presentation. His quote was, "The slavers, when they brought the Indies to the Indies, their costly piece of ebony could not take away the sap that flowed in them. It could not bring from their slaves only their bodies and not their spirits. The Africans brought with them their culture and tried with their cruel longing to maintain it and transmit it to their children. Among the folk treasure that belonged to them were the stories, fables, and legends, rhapsodies, and songs that contained the deeds of their ancestors, the mythology of their beliefs, and the cosmogonies of their philosophers, the rites the rites of their cult, and their spells of their sorcerers, and the stories that which the black mothers entertained their children and instill in them the teachings and advice of popular knowledge." I just thought that was a great quote by Fernando Ortiz. He definitely showed um, his readers that the black people from Africa is so resilient, so beautiful, so strong, so cultured that they can get through anything. So cultured that they can move to the next section and move to the next level of things and definitely um, be themselves no matter what. Moving on to something that he coined as well, Fernando Ortiz, understanding transculturalizations. Transculturalizations, as we learned in class, was something that was the merger between cultures, the merger between ethnicities and things like that. So as we read, the transculturalizations involved the merger between the cultures resulting from the new cultural expression and practices. The Afro Cubans had that mixture of the Africans from Africa, the European influence, and also the Indian influence in the West Indies. So that's definitely that merger of all of these cultures to help Afro Cubans be them and understand them from today's society and things like that. So the African diaspora, I think, is something that definitely everybody likes to understand and explore. But just to put this in context, that the African the transatlantic slave trade brought anywhere between 12 to 20 million Africans to the Americas. That's 12 to 20 million Africans to the West Indies and that would today be the United States. That's a lot of cultures. That's a lot of languages. That's a lot of customs that was brought over the Atlantic Ocean by force to this new lands of the West Indies, including Cuba, including Haiti, including a lot of other islands and what today will be countries that made what we see today. So the Afro-Cubans' roots is traced back to the Yoruba tribes and Igbo tribes in Nigeria, and also to the Congo. Very thick in traditional tribes, and that definitely made them for who they are. Unfortunately, Afro-Cuban slaves were forced to on the plantations to mine for tobacco, sugar, and was very brutal, very tough conditions, very hot conditions. Slavery was abolished in 1886. That's something that's definitely rooted in the traditions of Afro-Cubans, and it definitely helped mold them for the better of today. The colonial economy during that time was definitely resilient. During the colonial economy, it was pretty much based off of the sugar plantations. Afro-Cubans were forced to get this sugar with long machetes and to make sure that the sugar is taken care of, and so it can be sold overseas. This was definitely, when you think about economics, this is definitely was the engine for the Europeans to come over to make sure these slaves that they brought over was to make sure that everything was done effectively. And they definitely used the Afro-Cubans to their benefit, no pay, in very tough conditions. The Afro-Cuban religions was definitely that transculturalization again. The Santeria Afro-Cuban religion is a blend of the African tradition with a mixture between Catholicism and other religions coming from the mainland Africa. We also have Palo Monte and also a Buka religion as well. Afro-Cuban dance and tradition. Afro-Cubans boast rich with the musical tradition of rumba, mambo, and salsa, deeply rooted in the African myths and rituals. These dances are some of the dances that's even done today. These dances are very, very colorful, very, very rich with a lot of tradition that a lot of people used, and it's very fun to see. I definitely encourage my classmates out there to definitely look up some YouTube videos of these Afro-Cuban dances and definitely help you feel what they were trying to display. All right. In conclusion, I will say the Afro-Cubans definitely are resilient through slavery, through the merger between their religions with Catholics, through the times of tough times of being an African, and the tough times of coming over here to this new land and just being themselves and understanding who they are. The Afro-Cubans are resilient, and I definitely hope you can look up their knowledge and their whereabouts in the future to understand them and understand the Afro-Cuban culture. Like I said, my name is Nick Brown. And I hope you like my presentation, and we're going to go from here. And I really appreciate you allowing me to have this. And hope you have a great rest of your semester.